Johnny Wharff, and pleased to be with another Spotlight Hall of Fame interview in the Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame 2022. Enter Maddi Swaney from the Marietta High School class of 2005. Congratulations, first off, Maddi, and maybe for the listeners, just a little bit about where are you now and what you're up to.
Thanks very much, Johnny. I appreciate it. I'm currently, I live in Stillwater, Oklahoma. I am the assistant women's golf coach here at Oklahoma State University. This is now my fourth season, going on my fourth season here at OSU. And previous to that, I was coaching at my alma mater, Kent State University, for 8 years.
Talk a little bit about the early years of Maddi Swaney as it pertains to mentors, how a young girl gets into the game of golf, probably not easy, and then you were probably managing other sports at the same time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I probably got into golf a little bit later than most. I was around 12, 13 years old and kind of was, at the country club, and my neighbor was Diane Robinson, and she kind of took me out there at times, chip around and kind of introduced me to that. And Joe Matheny, he really was good to me as well. He's a high school golf coach and obviously math teacher, and so just kind of with that, he was really good to me as well. And it feels like so long ago. I was thinking about that the other day. I've almost lived more of my life outside Marietta than I have in Marietta at this point. But back to golf, I have an older brother as well. His name's Andy, and he was an athlete in high school. He played baseball and soccer, but he played golf for fun with his friends. And I always looked up to my older brother, and I remember kind of just tagging along with him to play golf. And I really started to just, love golf from there.
Maddi Swaney is our guest going into the Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame 2022. She comes from the class of 2005. And at some point, Maddi, did you say, man, I'm really good at basketball, I'm really good at softball, but I'm great at golf? Or did somebody else tell you that and say, hone in there?
I think for me, I really did enjoy, as I, kind of progressed into high school. I played, soccer and baseball growing up, and then kind of soccer kind of went away from me, and I played basketball. Same with basketball, kind of went away from me. And when I went into high school, I played softball, and I started playing golf when I was in junior high. And honestly, kind of my last 2 years of high school, I started just really loving golf a lot more, and I still love softball. I just felt like I really wanted to play golf a lot more. And so I kind of just said, I'm going to just go full on into this golf thing. Playing baseball, I think, and softball really helped me with golf, honestly.
All right. Well, thanks for allowing me. I'm going then and now a little bit on you, and I appreciate you rolling with me. But if we talk to Maddi Swaney, the coach, that part that I just hear you say you love the game, and I hear some coaches say sometimes, well, just keep them, forget about this and this and this. Mm-hmm. Just keep them loving the game. That's probably a big part of it, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I think, and it's hard now because I with recruiting and, they talk about specialization and sports. I'm honestly still an advocate for kids to play multiple sports as long as they can. I think it's great to have that passion for that, that really good passion for that one sport. I think it's also really important, though, to continue playing those other sports because you may never get to play those in that kind of environment ever again.
Maddi Swaney is our guest. We're going to take a break here. This is a Hall of Fame Spotlight interview as she will go into the 2022 class of the Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame, and we'll be back with a little transition from high school to college with Maddi right after this timeout. Johnny Wharff along with Maddi Swaney and a Hall of Fame class of 2022. Curious, Maddi, about that phone call or that recruiting trip or how you land. Obviously the All-States and accolades are going to endear you to a lot of schools. But talk a little bit about the process and how you landed to the Golden Flashes.
Yeah, recruiting is a little bit different now than it was then. I recall I played in some bigger independent junior tournaments back in the day, and I remember getting the handwritten letters from the coaches, and that was so exciting. And then the more you kind of go in and go along, you kind of narrow it down, or some coaches seem more interested. I went on a few visits, and honestly, Kent State was kind of a later deal for me. I think it was, now it would be really late, kind of October of my senior year. I really went up there and visited, and honestly, it was the coach, Mike Morrow is his name, who really drew me to Kent State. He was just so down to earth, and just somebody I felt like that would help me become a much better player. And it just felt like that place felt like a home to me. And I think about it now, and I would never change that situation and that experience for anything.
Your business degree, a master's degree, were you always driven toward the coaching part, or did you get drawn that way?
I was probably more drawn to that in my senior year. I loved playing the game of golf. I, though, realized how much commitment it was going to take if you ever wanted to play professionally. And I knew for myself that was probably not realistic for me. And so I remember having conversations with my coach, Mike, about why he loved coaching, what it was, why he was in coaching. And I can vividly remember those conversations even to this day about how he's such a competitor, and he keeps them competitive, keeps them around, the younger generation. He gets to help develop people. And those were things that stuck with me. And so that was always in the back of my mind, that was something that, at that point that, maybe one day I would have interest in doing this. And then kind of 2 years after I was out of college, I had gotten a message from him asking if I was interested in coaching, because I had stayed in communication with him. Hey, I see that there's this job open, and then I never applied for it. And so he actually just knew that I was interested and always kept it in the back of his mind, I guess.
So tell me on a person, it doesn't have to be about golf or anything, but I think our listeners would love to know what's cool about Stillwater, Oklahoma. Anything stand out and what you really like about that place?
There is no doubt this community has a passion for Oklahoma State athletics. It's a smaller town, 50,000 people, maybe 25,000 students, so maybe 75 with the student population. And you come to Oklahoma State and everybody's wearing orange and black. They are cowboys and cowgirls. And it's like a family, honestly. In this world of, athletics, there's a lot of corporate ness and big-time college athletics,
Sure.
But here it feels like a family.
That's fantastic. And then I don't think I have to ask this question. I feel like I know the answer because I can hear it in your voice, but you like what you're doing?
Oh, yeah, it's great. I'm actually sitting here at the golf course right now. Just course. I mean, it's my second home. So it's awesome.
Congratulations, well deserved. 2022 class, Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame, Marietta High School class 2005 Hall of Famer, Maddi Swaney. Thanks for being so generous with your time.
Thank you for having me.